All right, yeah. Good evening. I'm able CEO, Cornelius, and Emmanuel, CTO. It's good to have you guys around, and we are. This is the first of its kind in Neon future frame, tax future frame, and the purpose of that is to, you know, kind of, also foresee where tech and creative talents. I mean, tech space and creative space is heading to. And one of the things we want to achieve through this series, very special series, is to you know is to prepare the mind of young folks, the things they need to lay their hands on to be able to meet up with what is coming, in the future. So, and I think a lot of young guys need to really know that. I mean, you know, so that we can catch up. Just like there are a lot of AI stuff around now. I mean, you just need to know how to play your games and then get your results and plus other things, right? So yeah, let us do this quickly. Maybe a little introduction before we push to the main thing. So starting from the CTO, Emmanuel Shonero, can you just quickly introduce yourself so that the audience know you?
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Manuel Oshinimo, and I'm the city at Neon. I'm also a developer, and I love what I do. Okay,
All right, yeah, very interesting. I mean, yeah, we that's very good. It's good to have you here, and then and I
thank you.
believe that you have a value for the people. I mean, for the young ones tonight. All right, Cornelius, can you introduce yourself?
Eh, I'm introducing myself. All right. Yeah. Cornelius Adeoyin, and I'm the CEO of Neon. Right. That's so amazing. That's sweet to call. It says a strategic leader. Right. So I love strategic thinking, strategic planning, strategic execution, anything strategic. I mean, I love it. I love to think ahead and plan ahead. So that's just a bit about me. Don't let me use me to cover the whole series. So I love to introduce myself this way that I am Cornelius Adeoyin and I'm on a journey of empowering the world through faith, tech, leadership and entrepreneurship. Yeah. So that's it.
All right, yeah. Thank you so much for that amazing introduction. So yes, let us just go quickly into what we have for this episode. So yeah, future frame, novice to expert, a growth blueprint tech and for tech and creative talent. And this is the first episode here. And we won't go deep into those things. And yeah, so okay, let me start with Emmanuel. Just quickly in like 5 minutes, how can you like, what will you say to young guys or interns or people who are really even practicing, this day that are quite young and maybe, I mean, novice, beginner, or probably uh, enthusiast, like, you know, what can you, in your own field, though, like developer, how would you advise somebody who's just starting out? How would you want them to start? Telling them, you know, maybe probably for them to learn from your mistakes, and because probably there must have been some ups and downs, and you need to like just adjust and to be on the feet and move on. So what would you advise to people who want to start out in your own field, like what you do as a senior developer?
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for the privilege once again.
Yeah.
Um, what I would say is the present age that we are is quite an evolving one to get, and it evolves rapidly. So, and personally for me, I would say the first thing first is that, which is one of the mistakes that happens mainly, is for you not embracing that you don't know it yet. Do you get?
Yeah.
As a beginner, you might want to like show like, okay, that you already know it, or maybe you are an expert already. Whereas you've not gotten you've not gotten anywhere yet. But due to the fact that you want to like feel among guys and say, okay, I'm there. You now try to pretend as if you know it already, or you're an expert already. That way you are shooting yourself in the leg, and what you are supposed to learn, you won't be able to learn it. So if the first thing for us to be that if you embrace you not knowing, it gives you this kind of environment that, okay, we are ready to receive. Do you
Yeah.
get, irrespective of where it's coming from?
Since
So
beginning.
exactly. So I believe that should be the first one, the first thing every beginner or tech enthusiast should take into note. And another thing again is for them to focus on fundamentals, on the foundation. We shouldn't rush into you're already building. Let's say, for example, I'm a software developer, and then the first basic HTML and HTML, CSS and other thing, you already rushed to
Dreamweaver.
learning and building exactly.
Yeah,
The
Dreamweaver
anxiety
is.
is there, no doubt. The anxiety is there, like this curiosity. Okay, I want to build this, I want to build that, I want to build this, without not properly understanding the foundation, and it's on these foundations you have to build upon. So if the foundations are not strong enough, it will show later on. Do you get? I Let me share this example briefly. I attended an interview of recent, not of recent, like let's say last year exactly, and then this interview was by this Indian guy, like an Indian company, and so they this when it comes to, let's say, anything tech related, like maybe development, for example, we have the oral interview, then we have the, let's say, the, I don't know, I've forgotten the other part again, but let's call it the technical part. So the big part, the Indian one asked me a question. I didn't even. It's not something that is difficult. It's something that is basic, but it's something that I neglected. I didn't really take so much importance into it. And when he asked me, it was like, okay. I was now like thinking, okay, I knew it, I don't know it, I don't know it. The thing just flew like that.
And I always feel.
Exactly. So it was not feeling like maybe I didn't know what I was doing or so on. But what I picked from that point is that I had to go back to the basics and know that, okay, I've flopped on this part. So you should not see the basics as something that is too is something that is negligible. Exactly, that's the word. As something that is negligible, something that is very, very important that they
You
must
can
know.
say don't outgrow the basics, like don't outgrow it.
Exactly. Thank you very much. You know how to go to basics is very, very important, because all of these things that we do in software development, they are just building blocks on the basics that you already know. So if you don't know the basics, if you don't know the foundation, you won't be able to function well. There are little things that you might face, it may be a problem. And what's supposed to face that problem is just something very, very small. Do you get? And you already feeling that, okay, this is out of my league and all like that. Do you get? So I believe, to cut the long story short on that part, is for well, what's it called, newbies, for them not to outgrow the basics, as my oga have said. And then also another thing again is for them to put in the work. Put in the work. This the world of technology. You have to be consistent in the learning. Do you get? It's not that you learn today and then you wait till next week again to do again. for me, how I learned personally is when I remember when I was just starting out, we had to like maybe if you are starting out maybe writing now, let's say a simple logic now, for you to fetch, let's say data from an API or something, and then you have to pass data into it. Do you get that line of code? Sometimes I know it, but after going back to it again the next day to write it, without looking at anything or AI or blah blah blah. Oh, I might have forgotten one line and all, and then you start looking. I know this thing. What's wrong? Do you get I remember one time when I was still like starting out on even of recent, I was trying with my colleague to test out an API. Do you get? And we needed to pass in an ID to it. So instead of after the API endpoint, it's supposed to be a question mark, then the ID equals to the value itself. I added slash, then ID. So I was not wondering what's going on. Where's this thing coming from? And all like that. So is it that I don't know how?
The slash has caused problem.
Exactly. So my point here is that you need to like keep like repeat. You can repeat like maybe in logic, for example, like 5 times or 10 times. There's no crime in repetition. You
Yeah.
get there's crime in not knowing. I mean, there's no crime in repetition. So you have to keep repeating and repeating and repeating till it sits well with you. That even if they wake you up in the middle of the night to do this, you are able to do it. And if you don't get it, you don't move. Do you get? So I believe with this little we can be able to thrive and move from being a beginner to an expert in no time. Of course, these things take time. We have to, you know, consistency is key. Exactly. That's just what I'm going to say. Consistency is key. Staying true to the foundation and then consistency. Thank you.
All right, yeah,
That's
thank you so
awesome.
much. That was so powerful, like really. I mean, so you can break down to first sit down with basics. Like the first thing first is don't be ahead of yourself, you know. I mean, well, personally for me as a graphics designer and some other UI UX and all of that, you know, sometimes you want to just do the high thing because you know they are visually appealing. But right, people who did that actually started from the basics and they grew to that place. So um, growing growth, I mean, starting from basic and being growth oriented, you know, something like that, being growth oriented. I think that's what you're trying to say. And after that, now staying consistent to the process, you know, creating what's it called, style, like a process system that works for the individual, and then you now stay consistent with that system. Okay, so time this is what I do, so time this is what I do, and the person begins to manage the progress, begins to manage their result. So thank you so much. That was very powerful. So yeah, let's go to I'll see you Neon Cornelius. Yeah, let's so yeah, the question is, um, okay, so in for people for novice, yes, because quite the topic is novice to expert. For people who want to move from novice to being an expert in what they do, whatsoever field, in the circumference of tech space or being a creative, what would you say about being about managing yourself, management, balancing yourself with all other things to be able to uh, become successful, you know, in that journey from novice to expert.
Hmm.
I
That's amazing.
I hope you understand that question.
I really understand perfectly,
Yeah.
and I think that describes me in a no small way, right? Because I started out in, I mean, Emmanuel is saying, so I started out in software. That should be around 2015, 2016. So that was still the days of Dreamweaver. You know, you do design in Dreamweaver. Dreamweaver we help you to convert it to code that you don't understand, but it will work. Yeah, but you really don't understand anything. So, starting out my journey, I started out learning HTML, learned CSS, JavaScript. I did a bit of JavaScript because JavaScript at that particular time was a kind of high sounding stuff, right? So I pivoted into PHP. And at the same time, I was doing, what was it called? I was doing UI, UX. That's the product design of the app that I want to build, right? With Dreamweaver, 2 at that particular time. SD and all of them were not really out at that time. So, you know, I didn't know that there was such thing as stack, like maybe a product designer, a front end developer, back end developer, ops engineer, and I didn't know that there were demarcations to all these things. So I was and in the real sense, I was proficient in to some extent in being able to do the basic of everything, the I mean, jack of all trade, right? Master of none, but then still better than master of one,
Oh, one.
right?
Yeah.
So, so being able to do everything at a point to some extent and all, but at the time it became overwhelming, right? I was not able to, because front end on its own is work, product design on its own is work, back end is a serious work, right? Now doing DevOps, hosting and all of this is a serious work on its own, cloud engineering and all. So I couldn't combine it. So at that particular time, I lost track. Then I get my track back. Okay, I now said, okay, let me settle for back end engineering. The first thing I would like to emphasize for anybody that is is just coming as a novice, right? Is that let me use this medium to advertise, right? So it's for you to get my upcoming ebook, Navigate Your Path. So it will help you with all of these things. So it's very cheap. You can get it once it's out, right? So it's for you to have clarity, right? Clarity in what you're doing, clarity in who you are,
Yeah.
clarity in what you have passion for, and clarity in how much you want to make. Because you can have clarity in purpose, I don't want to make money. I mean, and it's fine. It's fine if you choose not to make money. I mean, there are social enterprise, there are people who do NGO. I mean, it's fine if you decide not to make money. But then you have to be clear that you want to make money or you want to, you know, you want to make money, right? So you have to really define yourself. You have to know who you are. What problem do you want to solve, right? This stack that you are choosing, why are you diving into it?
Yeah.
Does this thing that you want to do, does it have a lasting impact on your ultimate purpose? Does it have ultimate impact on your ultimate career goal, right? If you know that what you just you want you don't have any destiny or any purpose in becoming a software engineer in the next 10 years, why did you start learning in the first place? So find yourself pivot or master what will matter in the long term, right? And not just what is exciting to you. All of my friends are, I mean, everybody needs to do AI at this particular point, whether you are front and back end, whether you're creative, everybody needs to do AI. But you need to know what AI works for what you are doing, right? So know what you want to do, then learn in the line of what you want to do. The first thing I would advise to anybody is clarity. And the basic way to come into this is to be able to sit down, think about your think about your past, right? What you've been doing before now. Think about what you are doing now, and think about what you really want to do in the future. If you are able to compile all those things together, who you were before now, who you are now, and who you ultimately want to
To
be,
be.
right?
Yeah.
If you are able to bring everything together, it will bring you to a place where you are able to how will I put this now? It will bring you to a place where you are able to draw from where you are, draw a roadmap to where you want to get to. right?
Yeah.
And everything that is not on the road to where you want to get to, you see it as distraction, and you're able to wave them away,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's really the ultimate thing. Be clear. Once you are clear, mastery will be simple to
To achieve.
yeah, to
Yeah.
accomplish. So
Yeah.
clarity is the basic. You don't outgrow clarity actually, because even when you become a software developer, I mean a senior front end engineer, you will now choose. Okay, I mean I think we are working on a project presently, and we have two senior software developers. One is this one that is sitting here. One is JS.
City.
Another one is .NET, right? So
Yeah.
you have to really know which stack exactly do you want to master. I was talking to other software developer, right, and he was saying that, oh, it's not because I don't know JavaScript, or but what I write is .NET, right? What I really want to master is this. So you must, even though there are many things to learn, you must have what exactly you want to learn. So clarity is basic, and you can't outgrow it. At whatever level you get to, there will always be something that will drop off, and you begin to see it as distraction, and now you're forced to ultimately get to where you want to get to. So clarity is it for me. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I mean, we really, um, in a little short time, I mean, we were able to really touch something very powerful. So Emmanuel mentioned something that was really great. I mean, that's like the basic of the basics means is don't outgrow basics. Like in that sense, don't outgrow basics. That's like a punch for me. It's a punch line that everybody need to get stick in their head as they grow in their career as a tech, maybe developer, front end or back end, or UI UX, product designer, and then creative, visual designer, branding, and all of that, or logo designer. And then yeah, Cornelius, you made mention of um, clarity is key. I mean, so those are very very powerful points that you know guys need to like put to heart. So guys, yeah, this is amazing. This is amazing. I'm not sure. I mean, this is what people pay for. I mean, most of guys that do great stuffs, they go to learn some of the things that are not their mindset skills. Some of the things that are roadmap to our success. Knowledge of mindset skills, knowing that, oh, okay, this is it, this is it, this is it. So just like you said, clarity. Once we have clarity in what we want to do, it helps us to be able to like achieve that thing. So when we are clear on it, but when we are not clear, today somebody can say, for example, somebody can say, okay, it's graphics design I want to do. And then because there's the clarity, I mean, it has not been defined well, you now see that UI UX or maybe motion graphics, let's say for example, motion graphics is the one that is making money now. As in it's making money now. And then you don't know the work inside of it in that thing. And so you just jump to motion graphics. You get to motion graphics, you now see that he's choking. Maybe your system for maybe like maybe it's myself for example, maybe one those years that system will just shut down because you are trying to like render and you're frustrated. You just go and sleep like so maybe as
Oh,
maybe as someone like me then that's your system and then you run to motion graphics not knowing what is there, and then you're also tired and you also left and feel like, oh, I think it's um some other things like that. So clarity is key. So two things we need to go home with. I mean, two things we need to learn in this episode is don't outgrow basics. If you want to really push from novice to expert, don't outgrow basics. And number two, be clear on your career. Be clear on your career. So that is it. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Emmanuel, Cornelius, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and your availability. This is a very great value for people out there, and I believe that yeah, they will be they will be blessed. They will learn, and we believe that the next episode will also be very amazing. Yeah. So yeah, my name is Olatunji Saf. I'm the privileged CMO of Neon, Chief Marketing Officer. I'm gonna be serious here. So, so yeah, thank you so much. I think we are putting this episode to a close, and we see you in the next episode. Just anticipate for it. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you guys.